Hey, you guys, I had a request to talk about how to still stay healthy while you're traveling. I've got some people going on a vacation pretty soon, and I'm totally jealous because they're going somewhere warm. I want to go with you. As you can see, I am layered up. I'm in my house and layered up because I'm cold and nobody else is. Apparently, I'm the only one. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about some tips on travel. And this applies whether you are just making the drive to your family's house for the holidays, whether you are traveling on vacation. All of this applies. I'm going to give you some different options, some different things to think about when it comes to just the travel and where you're staying and things like that. I've done this enough that I've kind of got it down. Well, I've got it down to my groove, what works for me. You might have to tweak it a little bit to work for you, but realize there's totally ways around it. And so, like everything else, the first thing I'm going to tell you is you have to be prepared on multiple levels. My suggestion is scope out where you're going. So I know a couple of you are going to Vegas. Scope out the hotel, know what's around you. Does your room have a fridge and a microwave? Because if it does, you're at least a little bit ahead of the game already. If it doesn't, you might check in to see if the hotel actually will find a refrigerator for you. Sometimes they'll rent one to you per day. Guys, if you're staying on the strip, you're kind of out of luck. It's like $50 a day to rent the stupid refrigerator. So I know. So keep that in mind that, first of all, if you know what you've got when you get there, that's going to be a whole lot more helpful. Also, and while you're at it, you might check out to see if your hotel has a gym. Now, if you're staying with family members, you might have to ask some questions and make sure that they're not going to be offended that you're going to either bring your own food or you're going to cook your own food. They need to understand that this is important to you. And if they really, truly love you and are willing to listen to you, they're going to support that. Just let them know that, you're in this challenge. This is what I'm doing. And it's really important that that you support me in this choice. I've traveled to my sister's house and she complained the whole time that I cooked fish. But you know what? My goal was more important than her complaining. So that's just how it rolled. Also, how close are you to a grocery store? I'm going to tell you right from the get-go, this is actually one of my tips for the end, but one of the best things I can tell you is you're going to always have better options at a grocery store than you are a fast food restaurant. So if you're close to a grocery store and you even don't have a refrigerator, you can still get some things that are going to work for you. Sorry, the dogs are in the background because somebody just got home. Welcome to my house. Things like, here's some ideas. A grocery store. Now, to me, these are a plan B or a plan C because, of course, I don't tend to eat these things. They still, like deli meat, to me, is still a processed food. It's not an optimal option for what I do. However, it's so much better than, say, a hamburger from McDonald's. So, you can always find things, like I said, like deli meat, vegetables, there's already, I think it's Tyson makes a pre-grilled chicken option. A lot of places have like a deli section with some pre-boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, salads. Be careful what you're putting on those salads, but a lot of times they'll have, some protein options in there. So of course, those are all better than getting some garbage from the fast food restaurants. Your other option is take your own food. I've traveled during many preps where I literally can't have anything extra. I have to actually eat what I'm supposed to eat. And so you can take a cooler. Now, don't take a hard cooler. But, they make those some of them are small. You can get the lunch size bags, but you can actually get a bigger size zip tote that's actually insulated and put the little freezer ice thingies in them. If they're fully solid and you're flying, you can take those with you. So just know that either way, and honestly, I've actually had to throw them away to come back because I didn't have something in my room that would freeze it again. But you know what? I can get them at cash and carry for 87 cents, so I don't really care. But you can take food. They might look through it. They might think you're a little weird. You cannot take pastes. You cannot take something full of like jelly or peanut butter. You can take the little packets are okay to get through, but you can't actually take anything that is a jar unless you pack it in your checked luggage, which that's probably not the best idea anyway. But there's been times where, I've stayed 3 or 4 days and I've taken all my own food with me in order to eat. I just cook in advance, weigh it, measure it. I don't even use necessarily the containers because they can't always fit, but I'll use like little baggies and it works. Again, when food is fuel, who the heck cares? Save those crazy, wonderful, great tasting, complicated things for your free meals. Always have a plan B and a plan C. I got stuck in an airport a couple of years ago in the middle of contest prep with not enough food, and my flight was delayed like 8 hours. It was ridiculous and miserable, and I didn't have enough food with me, and I had to go hunt down. I ended up hunting down some Quest protein bars because honestly, it was either that or I could buy like 4 salads with a little tiny bit of chicken on there for about $15 a piece, which I was like, that's just stupid. So I always take with me protein powder, extra protein bars, maybe some nuts. You can always take some other things with you, like tuna packets work great, especially when I travel. You might take some yogurt, especially if you are taking some kind of a cooler that works for you. Vegetables, you could take a lot of different things. So be open to that. Be open to thinking creatively and seeing what you can take that will work for you. Restaurants, if you are eating in restaurants, of course, like I said, sit down restaurants are the best option. And if you know I Yelp. I look at Yelp. I want to know what's in the area. I don't always check the ratings, although sometimes that's helpful, but more so I want to just see what's in the area, and I like to look up their websites and see what their menu has so I can see if there's great options. If they have something that's a grilled lean protein, I can ask them to steam their vegetables. If they have a potato or some rice or some carbs that work, usually I can find something that works for me in almost every restaurant, but I usually like to know in advance what they've got so that I can be prepared for that, or pick a different restaurant if that's an option. And don't be afraid to make special requests because, they will. I mean, if you tell them, hey, I'm doing a special challenge and I have to eat this way, can you do egg whites instead of eggs? Usually they have that option, so don't be afraid to ask. Tips: when you travel, don't skip meals. Now, if you have to change and move things around, so maybe you're doing a snack, and then a meal, by all means, but don't just not eat because, of course, that already doesn't work. You're going to just drop your metabolism, and then you're going to, have one of those couple of free meals while you're on vacation and then come home and not be able to take it right back off. And we want you to be able to jump right back in. Make as many choices as you possibly can in advance. Again, be prepared. Have your food with you. And then if that doesn't work, then find a grocery store. And if that doesn't work, find a restaurant that has the right kind of food. So, be prepared for anything, but be prepared ahead if you possibly can. And I think that was the majority of it. So, again, I eat the same things every day. I know a lot of you have a hard time with that, but for me, it's super simple. Guys, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to make every meal a grand adventure. My grand adventure is when I get a free meal, I can have whatever I want, like Thanksgiving. So, that's what I save it for, and I get really worked up, and the anticipation is way more fun than actually eating it. But, when I eat on a daily basis, food is fuel. It just makes me go. It makes my body work. It gives me energy, and that's what my focus is. So hopefully that helps. And we'll see you again real soon. Have a good day, guys.